Hello, welcome back to Where Sky Blues Walk. Well, that wasn't in the script, was it? 1-0 defeat against Stoke. We're going to review that whole game and we're going to talk about the visit of Oxford United. Welcome to Where Sky Blues Walk. Welcome back, Jay, Ben, and Tom, and for the first time to Sky Blues Walk, welcome Joey. Lots to talk about, starting with Stoke. We'll talk about Oxford, the Carabao Cup, and I also want to start reviewing your squad for this season and looking at goalkeepers. So, welcome to the most compact Coventry view on the internet. Jay, we'll start with you. What went wrong against Stoke? We'll go straight into it.
What went right? It was an absolutely terrible performance, to be honest with you. It was so disjointed from the beginning. We had a good first 5 minutes or so, but the first half was terrible, to be honest with you. It's a bit very Mark Robins' performance. The defence didn't seem to connect with the midfield. Midfield didn't connect with the attack. It was very Robbins-like, and no energy, no passion for the first game of the season. Just not a good start at all, sadly.
Cheers, Jay. Ben, you were there too. What was your view on it all?
I don't want to get too downhearted about it all. My day was ruined yesterday, but it's first game of the season. Things are still gelling. That's not going to be an easy place to go for anyone this season. They'll be okay then this season. You can see it a mile off. Schumacher's a good manager, but the first half was terrible, awful. He got him in at half time, and they came out a bit. But what's that noise? They came out in the second half, and they looked a lot better, and you can see the threats there. But you need to take your chances. So you'll lose in this league. It's ruthless. So
yeah, you bust a lot of coupons, Tom. I'm afraid with that result, including my own. Was Stoke that good, or were Coventry that poor? Is it hard to say? Well, Tom, we seem to have lost you.
Oh, we're on me now. Sorry.
Sorry. Tom,
sorry.
Yes.
I had no idea there. Sorry.
That's all right. Tom, was Stoke that good, or were Coventry that poor?
Well, to be honest, I thought we were going to come out all guns blazing. First game of the season, I thought we'd be up for it. The atmosphere from our end was brilliant. I thought the Stoke fans weren't bad either. But yeah, I mean, we had a good first 5 minutes. It was really poor first half after that. We came out second half. We started not bad. We were attacking a bit. I can't imagine we can't really remember any chances we really had, except for Rodoni, but it was an amazing chance. The goal was poor defending. And it's not Dovin's fault in goal. And to be honest, I think starting Alan was a mistake as well. But still the first game, so not trying to be too negative. But I thought Stoke, I thought they played better than us, but they'll be all right this season. But it was poor from us, to be honest, for a first game.
Okay. You have this habit, Joey, don't you, of starting seasons slowly. Last year was an example of that. I'm sure we can just excuse the odd one game, but were there any standout performances from you, individuals? I mean, Rodoni got mentioned a lot on Sky by Alan McAnally, who was doing the game, but any others?
I think you're right. Rodoni probably. I think there's probably a call for Milan Van Eyck again. I think there's going to be clubs sniffing around him at the end of the season. We'll do well to keep hold of him beyond the end of next season. Other than that, I think most things have been covered, Mark, to be honest. I think it was pretty standard, pretty poor all round, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the optimism that we all had last week with smiling faces is quickly dissipated. Here's some takes on Twitter that I want to get your opinions on to see whether you agree with. Jay, I'll start with you. Very poor today. I think we can all agree with that. Bobby Thomas's distribution is shocking. Bidwell offers nothing going forward. Allen was poor. We didn't create a chance of note apart from Sims's run. That's now 8 games without a win. 7 defeats and 1 draw. Just on that Bobby Thomas and Bidwell comments, do you agree with that?
Yes, Sid, I'm a massive fan of Bobby Thomas, but every now and then he has a little mistake in him, especially for the last 15 minutes. His passing was horrific. I don't know what happened, but he was giving the ball away a lot in silly positions. A lot of Bidwell's a bit of he splits opinions. Jake Bidwell, bit of a cult hero, but we've got Milan Van Ewek on the right. He performs fantastic most weeks, and then Bidwell on the other side. He's an average sort of player. He's not going to win you a game. He's not going to lose your game. Although a lot of people are blamed for the goal this week as well. As Tom's already mentioned, I'm not a big Jamie Allen fan, and I think he was well below par yesterday as well. So I would agree with that tweet pretty much all in all. But as Ben also said, don't be too negative. First game of the season wasn't great, but we got a game on Friday and hopefully move on from there.
Okay. Ben, how can we spend 40 million in Jamie Allen and Jake Bidwell be starters? I think Jay's covered most of those points, but do you get the sentiment behind this tweet from Arch CCFC?
Well, it can't be done overnight. We can't just get a full team in one season. It's going to take time. This is as Robin says, he said it's a process. So we've got to sort of bear with it. I think arguably we need to add to this group now, rather than, because this time next season, if we don't add now, we'll lose players, and then we're having to reinvest in and replace them. So I think that if we need to throw the bucket at now and just get the 2 players we need. It's imperative for me that we need to get them in.
Okay. Tom, on the final one there, what about this Eccles being swapped for Jamie Allen, and this, I mean, really, really harsh. Jamie Allen being nowhere near the required standard right now. Is that too harsh or not? Is that fair?
For me, I think it's harsh, but I do agree with it. I don't think Allen's a championship player anymore. I think he's a great League One player, but he's not championship material. When I saw the lineup yesterday, I was very surprised that Allen was starting over Eccles. I definitely would have started Eccles and Torp, but when I saw Allen, I was like, not too happy about it, and it did show in the game. I like Allen. I like all our players. I don't like slating them, but Allen is not a championship player anymore. But I would have started Eccles. Okay. But hopefully we'll get another centre mid in. I'd love a new centre mid, so hopefully.
Okay. Thanks for that. Joey, I just want to ask you one other thing that I haven't got it up on the screen. There was I'll try and eloquently put this, but there was a growing sense on Twitter and social media that Coventry had been predicted by many pundits, some to finish second, some even put, I think it was top, and there was a suggestion perhaps that expectation may already be putting a bit of pressure on this side. The expectation amongst fans is also kind of ramped up as well, and that could be something that undoes you this season. Can you understand that sentiment?
Yeah, I think I can. It's early days yet, Mark, but I can understand the sentiment. The expectations are £40 million higher than what they have been in previous seasons. We had a fantastic cup run last year. We fell short in the championship. I think the expectations last season were that we should have been up there, but we started poorly. And I think the hangover from starting poorly last season and where that got us into sort of November time is probably being felt a little bit. But yeah, don't get me wrong, the expectations are much higher this year, I think. And rightly so. There's been a lot of investment on the field, off the field. And I think we were expecting a little bit better than that. What I would say, though, is it's still early days. First game of the season is always going to be a bit of a... I mean, we saw other results around the championship, right? Probably not what we were expecting. And so, yeah, probably not too much to think of right now. 3 or 4 games in, reevaluate. And if we're still pointless in 3 or 4 games, then, yeah, perhaps the Twitter... The Twitter can go off a little bit and start moaning with purpose, I guess.
I mean, okay. if we win 4-0 on Friday, we're going to be winning the league and everyone's smiling.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah,
just got to stay in the middle rather than there. You just got to stay on the middle track.
Absolutely. Well said. Okay, on to your next opponent then, which is a team that you did beat 6-2 last season. Here come Oxford United. Welcome, Sam, to where Sky Blues walk. Yeah, it's easy, this championship malarkey for you, isn't it?
Oh, don't start. I mean, I think it was after we'd scored the first goal, there was a bit of an infectious we're on the way to the Premier League chant. And kind of a minute after I stopped, I was like, oh, maybe not. This is kind of still in the first game. Let's see things out and let's see the first month at least.
It must be nice to look at that table though and see not only above Coventry, your opponents on Friday, but in the playoff positions. I mean, yes, you're taking a picture of it for your phone screensaver.
I think I might have to just for now. I mean, the thing we can't forget is that we lost 2-0 on the opening day last season. That was a Cambridge side that were flying high for the first month and a half, and then they just about survived the drop on the final day. So a lot can change in this season. We can't get too ahead of ourselves, especially against a side like you said that smashed us 6-2 in the FA Cup. That was really a game where we looked at the time we're not ready for the championship, and now oh god, we've got to face them on Friday night.
Yeah, Sky have selected this for a game on Friday night. Not great for Oxford fans, but it's not the worst journey you'll do all season. Sam, just talk to Coventry fans that are watching this and listening then about just how your pre-season's gone and what sort of shape you are in terms of style, and what can they expect from an away Oxford United, because obviously Des sets you up differently, doesn't he, away from home?
Ever so slightly, yeah. I mean, I think the thing with pre-season, that's all about getting fitness. It was 4 losses, 3 wins against kind of varied amount of opponents. We lost 2-0 to Palermo, we beat Southampton 2-0. So, what does pre-season actually mean? In terms of an away Oxford United, for the most part towards the back end of last season, Des was setting up pretty much the same as he had at home with a few minor tweaks. That was with the double 10s, with Brannigan just behind in the 8, and then 2 more defensive fullbacks in Sam Long and Joe Bennett, just kind of giving extra bodies to that back 4. I'm expecting a very similar lineup to what we played on Saturday. The only change potentially is Malcolm Eboué coming in for Tyler Goodrum, because I think he should have got a week of training in, so he should be ready to go. Other than that, there might be the odd alteration in terms of, maybe Peter Kioso comes in at right back instead of Sam Long. But I think the back 2 Buckingham is married to for at least the first month, given how they performed at the back end of the season.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Sam. Jay, I'll ask you about this one. I mean, is this a banana skin for Coventry? Is this 3 points in the bag?
Oh, 100% not 3 points in the bag. It's the championship. Anyone can beat anyone. And obviously, Oxford haven't seen the game, but Oxford had a fantastic result against Norwich yesterday. So it's not guaranteed to be 3 points. And look, every championship team is capable of beating anybody. So I think we can't play as bad as we did yesterday against Stoke. So we have to, hopefully, I think Robin's apparently got him in today for some extra training. So hopefully he's given him a kick up the backside. Got a game, obviously, in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday. So hopefully he'll prep us for Oxford. It's my daughter's first game as well. So I'm very excited. Hopefully it's a nice 6-2 win for us as well. Sorry, Sam. But I have a feeling it's going to be a much tighter game than that, though. So, if we nick it 1-0, I'll be more than happy. To be honest with you. My daughter may not be, but yeah.
Yeah, you want 60, don't you? Ben, starting 11, any changes from the 11 that finished the game at Stoke?
What I would do?
Sorry, Ben. Yeah, what would you do?
I wouldn't change too much. I'd swap Alan out. I'd bring Kitchen back in personally, and I'd swap Bidwell for De Silva just to give him a chance. And I like the idea of playing Hadji through the middle as well. Okay. That's what I'd like to see just for a game or a run of games. But I fully expect the lads to come out on Friday night with a bit between the teeth, ready to go with a point to prove.
Yeah, and Sam, there isn't a better stadium, I don't think, in the Championship when it's rocking than than the CBS. So, how many fans are you bringing, Sam? Do you know yet?
I don't. I wouldn't. I think we got about 1,400 maybe for the FA Cup game in January. I think I wouldn't expect to get maybe 2,500. I'm not entirely sure because the thing is that, like you said earlier, the EFL mucking all the fixtures about every team having 3 games in 6 days is going to be really tricky, not just for the players but for the fans as well. It's a Friday night 7:30 kickoff, so like you said, it's close. But not so close. You can just, pop out of work at 5:30 and then somehow get to Coventry in time.
Okay. Let's get some predictions. Tom, you can take it for the team this week.
Oof. Well, it's going to be a close one. I'm going to go with 1-0 to us. I mean, it's going to be scrappy, I reckon. And after that performance yesterday, I'm just hoping we can get it over the line. But I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0.
Okay. Sam, would you take a 1-0 defeat now?
On current form, no. I think my answer will probably be very different on the return fixture, especially given how our season goes. I would probably say for us, I'd probably say, a 1-0 win. Hopefully, it's going to be a much trickier tie. I think, first couple months of the season, we might have the advantage of not a lot of sides knowing how we play. But, midway through the season, that's going to be when, things flip and sides start to learn. So, I mean, if we can take a 1-0 win now, I'd absolutely snap your hand off.
Okay. All right. Cheers, Sam, for joining us. I'm sure we'll see you back on this channel for the reverse fixture when these boys get to visit the wonderful Custom Stadium. We'll see you then. Good luck for the rest of the season.
See you, chaps.
And for the rest of you, let's talk goalkeepers, shall we? We are going to review all the signings and all the players that are on Coventry's books as we go through each week. We're starting with goalkeepers. Though this week, we're up to Joey. Where are Coventry at in terms of strength and depth with the goalkeepers they currently have?
A little bit of a surplus of goalkeepers at the minute. Mark, we've just signed Oliver Dovin, who looks to be number one, looks the part, comfortable on the ball. I think Tom mentioned it earlier, absolutely not at fault for the goal. Got megged, but that happens. I think if your legs are close together, you're never going to get down to the ball anyway. So totally not his fault. Looks the real deal, but then that leaves a question about number 2, Ben Wilson, and Brad Collins as well. So I think certainly the Twitter rumors floating around are that Ben Collins is happy. Ben Wilson's happy being the number 2, and Brad Collins will potentially go out on loan. But then in preseason, we've also had Luke Bell training with the seniors as well, and certainly from the footage that we've seen, he looks really good. Looks great reactions. Certainly getting a lot of praise from the goalkeeping coach as well at the same time. So a little bit of a surplus at the minute.
Yeah, Jay. We'll talk about positions we need to strengthen in recent weeks, but this isn't. Coventry are done in this area, aren't they?
Yeah, but I personally think Dovin's looked really. 3 games I've seen him play, 2 pre-season, and yesterday hasn't had much to do really. But everything he does, he looks nice and calm. Everything's comfortable, given the ball distribution is quite good as well. So I think it's probably the first time since Kieran Westwood that we may have a keeper that I'm sort of comfortable with. Obviously, it's very early days, but fingers crossed he looks the real deal for now.
Okay, Ben, you agree with all that?
Yeah, it's a matter of time before he passes it to a striker, though. I'll tell you that for sure. It's a matter of time till we get one of them. But I think, I'm hoping he can be our keeper for the next 3-4 years, and then sell him on for a profit, or get to the Premier League.
Goodness me, crikey! We used to be sick of hearing that. Everyone tipping you. Okay, 90 seconds for some final questions for you. Rapid fire. Here we go. All right, we'll start with you, Tom, if that's okay. Who was the unsung man of the match for Coventry yesterday?
I mean, if I had to give it to someone, Rodoni, or maybe Binks.
Fair dues. Joey, having watched Stoke and Coventry yesterday, you guess what's coming here. Where should your revised predictions be for both of those teams at the end of the season?
Coventry 4th, Stoke 13th.
Okay. Jay, can you just quickly rate the referee out of 10 yesterday?
Oof. I'll give him a 3. I'm being kind. I thought he was terrible, absolutely terrible.
It won't surprise you that the Stoke fans gave him a 7.
That's probably too low for them as well. Honestly, he gave him everything.
Yeah, championship referees is something I'm sure we'll be discussing a lot as the season progresses. Ben, the Carabao Cup is back this week. Just to gauge your kind of views on it, would you rather beat Bristol City or would you rather beat Oxford?
That's a no-brainer, Oxford.
Tom, if I could give you the Carabao Cup now and hand it to you with a trophy in the cabinet, or give you promotion, what would it be?
Promotion all day. Promotion all day.
Okay. Joey, is there any reason that you would ever take a cup winning a cup, being in Europe over promotion?
No.
Even if it was a 6-0 win against, I don't know, Leicester in the final.
I don't think so.
Fair enough. And Jay, very quickly then, Mark Robbins is the longest serving manager in the Championship and is now, I think, the second longest serving in the whole league. However, his name does not get mentioned when managers get sacked. You'll be very pleased about that. But I saw a tweet saying he is the most underrated manager in the whole of the EFL. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you have to really, for what he's done for the club, from taking us from League One to the brink of the Premiership, and the circumstances that he has been through with the owners that we've had, ground problems, etc., not only due to football, but the background from it all. That surely has to be the most underrated manager around, I'd say, yes.
Okay. Great stuff. Enjoy your trip. Anybody going to Bristol City, or are we all leaving that one aside? No,
not this time.
Yeah. Okay, probably 15
Carabao
years
Cup, waste of time.
Yeah, you're not going to win it, are you? Although having said that, the FA Cup was pretty decent last year. Yes, so we'll see you live on Sky then on Friday. We'll all be watching. Place will be bouncing, and it'll be good to get Championship football back to the CBS, won't it? That's after the summer that we've all endured. So thank you very much for joining us. Next week, where are we next week? We're away again, aren't we? Back on our travels. Is it
Bristol?
Bristol.
Twice in a week. Right, there we go. Right, we'll have Bristol City then on next week to discuss that game. We'll also review the Oxford game with you, and we'll also talk central defenders and get your views on the middle of the back four. Thank you very much for joining us. Cheers, Jay. Cheers, Ben. Cheers, Joey. Cheers, Tom. If you're a Coventry City fan, you know what to do. Please subscribe. Please follow all these four on Twitter as well, because they give out some of the most interesting and entertaining views on Coventry on Twitter. That's the reason they're all here, and we'll see you next week on the West Cowboys Walk. Thank you very much for joining us.